Learn all about living in La Paz, Mexico from Jack Hamilton in this video interview with Expats in Mexico.
And did you pick La Paz specifically because you had read about it, or had you been there before?
Well, it's part of the cruising routine for people that come down here. Every year there's a group of folks who leave from San Diego to come down. It's called the Baja Haha, and there's somewhere between 150 and 200 boats. And so I came down in the Baja Haha in 1995, and La Paz is just one of the places. After you got to Cabo San Lucas, you could either cross the sea and go to Puerto Vallarta or Mazatlan or wherever. And I headed north and came up to La Paz, and then cruised for about a month from La Paz north, and then crossed over to the mainland and sailed down south from there.
Had you been to Mexico before you made that cruise?
First time. My first visit to Mexico.
Wow. So what was it about La Paz that struck your fancy?
Well, the name says it. It's a tranquil place. It's it's very peaceful here.
It's the capital of Baja Sur, so there's a pretty good sized population there.
Well, yeah, it's about, I think, somewhere around 300,000 people, and we have everything except for Costco. We have Costco down in...
No Costco. How can you possibly survive?
Well, it's a stretch, but if we travel 2 hours south, we can get it in Cabo San Lucas. So.
Is that how do you go? Is there a major highway that goes from La Paz to Cabo?
It's it's all 4-lane highway. It's a very quick trip, 2 hours. It's about 100 miles or something, 120 miles, something like that.
But La Paz, I'm sure, has an infrastructure and shopping that takes care of most of your daily needs, correct?
Yes, we have everything else except for Costco.
Okay. Are there quite a few expats living in that area?
A surprising number. There's probably about 10,000 of us who live here the year round, and then snowbirds. And starting in November, the marinas fill up, so there's people from all over the world sailing. Come to the Sea of Cortez to sail. And
what makes it so appealing for sailors?
It's people who have sailed all over the world have said this, and I have to agree. It's some of the best cruising in any place you can go in the world. There's beautiful islands between here and about 100 miles north. There's probably no fewer than 50 beautiful anchorages and islands and things to explore. The Sea of Cortez is a special place.
And the water is warm pretty much year-round there, too.
Pretty much. I've gotten so spoiled that, it's got to be 33 degrees or higher for me to get...
Centigrade.
Centigrade, yeah.
So that's what's 33 centigrade? Just you're a scientist. You can tell me quickly off the top of your head.
I think it's right around 86 degrees.
Okay, I like that. That's good.
Between 86 and 88 is... the water is still refreshing when you jump in, but you can stay in the water a long time.
Lots of beautiful beaches along there too.
Oh yes, within 50 miles of La Paz, there's probably 10 gorgeous beaches. Yeah. We have Balandra and Tecolote and Tesoro and Cerritos and a number of nice beaches down near Todos Santos, and yeah, there's a lot of places to go to.
That sounds great. And the climate there is pretty much high desert?
Actually, we're sea level desert. There are some mountains. close by. In fact, I just went up to Sierra Laguna weekend before last. And so there are mountains, there's desert, there's ocean, very nice combination of things. Yeah.
Where? So you're renting an apartment?
Yes, I had given up on owning things, and you know, I felt over the years that the stuff that I've had owned me, and I didn't own it, and so I sold my boat and all my property and everything. So I'm
Free and clear
I'm
with
able,
no worries.
pretty much, yeah. I can pick up and leave and take advantage of opportunities. Takes me 15 minutes, and I can go sailing with somebody.
I'm sure you have a lot of sailor buddies.
I have a lot of sailing friends here.
Yeah.
Yes, I usually get out a couple of times a month.
So, what's your apartment like, and where is it located?
I'm in Central. I'm about 4 blocks from the water, and about 5 blocks from the one of the main marinas. So I'm pretty centrally located. 3-bedroom apartment, 2 floors, bath and a half. Yeah,
What do you pay for that monthly?
it's outrageous. My costs have almost doubled since I've been here, but I'm paying 5,500 a month right now.
5,500 pesos.
Yes,
And 5,500 pesos at 20 pesos to the dollar.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Uh, yes, it is. I'm being a little sarcastic.
Get ready for a flood of people to come and discover La Paz.
Well, and there's a lot cheaper places than what I have. So,
Yeah, well, that sounds like a really nice place.
well, it is. I still feel safe walking the Malecon at night, and yeah, it is. It's
It's a nice, safe area, La Paz.
nice, safe area.
Yeah,
We've
right.
had, we've had our share of problems with the drugs and things like that, but I've always felt safe here.
And the overall cost of living there is good. I mean, if it's reflective of the cost of the apartment and purchasing a house there,
Yes.
what do you think is someone could live on in terms of U.S. dollars on an annual basis there and live a comfortable life?
Well, I think people's perception of what's comfortable varies a lot, but
Sure.
I think people could very easily live on $1,000 a month, U.S. dollars.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
My
fantastic.
my total expenses, not counting food, every month, water, gas, electricity, rent, and internet and everything, is less than $300 a month.
Wow. That is really outstanding.
Yeah.
And do you go out to eat very much?
Probably 5 times a week, yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. And good food and good prices?
We have some absolutely outstanding restaurants here. I would put some of them up against anything you could get in Mexico. And yeah, we have top chefs, good food, a lot of very fresh seafood. Yeah, within 5 blocks of my place, there's 8 restaurants. So,
Wow. So how much would it cost for one person to go out and have a really nice meal and maybe a couple of drinks with tip?
I've done it for less than 200 pesos.
Oh, so $10.
Yeah.
Wow. That is terrific. When you first moved down there, did you experience any culture shock? I would assume, as someone who's lived around the world, that probably less so than other people.
Yeah, there was, some culture shock. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
But, I think I've come to understand Mexico a whole lot more over 12 years.
Yeah. Are you fluent in Spanish, or do you have a good working knowledge of Spanish?
I I'm able to entertain my Spanish-speaking friends with my Spanish. Yes.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Any other places that you've been to that you would ever consider living in other than La Paz?
I like being close to the sea, but I did like Merida a lot. And
It's a
so,
great city, and
yeah,
actually one of the safest cities in Mexico, also,
absolutely.
besides being beautiful.
Yeah. Pretty hot and humid there, but I've
Yeah.
gotten a little bit used to that. But
Well,
yeah, Merida I would consider going back to. I like Valladolid, also. Um, but there's so many beautiful places. I think I
yeah,
could be very happy in
yeah.
Mexico. Yeah.
So the summers in La Paz get a little toasty, don't they?
Yeah. Good time to travel here is July, August, September. It gets pretty warm, but we have about 6 months of stunning weather here,
Yeah,
from November through May,
yeah.
into June.
Hmm.
It's gorgeous here.
You get visited by hurricanes every once in a while too there.
Yeah, we haven't had one for about 4 years now. We've had some winds and tropical storms, but no real hurricanes. Odile was the last one.
Or,
Yeah.
do you have a lot of Mexican friends?
Yes, I do. I do.
And
Uh,
how do you generally meet the local people?
Um, uh, I met an awful lot when I was taking salsa lessons.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
um, so I became friends with people like that. I'm the only gringo in the apartment complex I'm in, so I meet people there. In other kinds of activities. There's often I'm the only gringo that's around. And,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I just after 12 years, if you haven't met and have a good number of national friends, then something's wrong, I think.
Exactly. You probably shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Have you good medical facilities there?
Yes, we have very good medical facilities, both IMSS as well as private. Yeah.
So, do you still maintain your Medicare back in the U.S. or?
Yes, and I'm wondering why. It costs me more per month for Part B of Medicare than it does for a whole year of good insurance here in Mexico. So I think it's time for me to, cut the cord. Yeah.
So, if thinking about La Paz, what are the three things that you really love about La Paz? That if you were trying to tell someone all about La Paz, the things that you really love the most?
We have a very beautiful malecon. It's not the size of the malecon in Mazatlan, but we have a very nice place to walk. It's kind of the center of the city, and whatever's happening in La Paz happens on the malecon. So that's one thing. I've also gotten very interested in the art here. So La Paz has a lot of cultural activities, music, murals. Colectivo Tomate came here 2 years ago, and in about a 3-week period did 20 murals. We have a symphony. There's a lot of, it's kind of a very nice center of culture here as well. And the other is a lot of great restaurants, a lot of great places to go to eat. So, between the culture, not only in terms of the art, but the culture around the Malecon and the restaurants, yeah, it's just a great place to be. July, August, September can be pretty hot. Although,
you might want to vamonos to a cooler climate.
well, I live on the second floor of an apartment building, and I have another floor up above. And I open the doors and the windows. I didn't use air conditioning last year. Didn't really need it. With fans and the breeze, we have a wind here called the Coromels that comes during the summer in the evenings, and in about a 15-minute period, the feel is that the temperature drops 10 degrees. And like I say, with the breeze and fans, I've learned to live without air conditioning.
That's the nice thing about when you live in a coastal city, is to look for a place either on the hill or an area that you can get the cross breeze.
Yeah,
Makes all the difference in the world.
does to me. Yeah.
Jack, thank you so much for spending the time with us today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We loved hearing about La Paz, and you sound like you have a great life down there.
I like very much being here. Yes,